Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Okay, so last week Niantic announced all the details for this year's Adventure Week, and there was a lot of players who were very disappointed by that announcement. The reason for that is because it felt like a huge downgrade from the same event that we had last year. And that's very notable because when it comes to Adventure Week, that is one of those events that typically draws a lot of hype from the Pokemon Go player base. The reason for that is because they usually have a bunch of Pokemon that a lot of players are looking for, and then on top of that, they always feature a new shiny or a new Pokemon with this event. But this year, they're doing a lot of the same stuff that they did last year, with the exception that they're having fewer wild spawns, and they're locking a lot of the important wild spawns behind eggs. So a lot of people were saying that it was a pay-to-win version of last year's event. And to that I agree, that definitely creates a lot of disappointment, but a lot of players were holding out because there was also a Team Go Rocket takeover component to this year's Adventure Week, and Niantic finally announced all the details for that. I really do think this year's Team Go Rocket takeover for Adventure Week is actually pretty good because Niantic is giving us not only a free Shadow Legendary, but they're also including a bunch of new Shadow Pokemon, which I do think are going to be relevant. So real quick, let's go over the details for this new event. The Team Go Rocket Takeover event happening during Adventure Week is going to start on Thursday, August 8 at 12 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until the end of Adventure Week, which is going to be Monday, August 12th at 11:59 p.m. local time. The big special highlight of this Team Go Rocket Takeover event is going to be the debut of Shadow Cresselia. You'll be able to get a new special research story, which will be available at the beginning of this event, and when you progress through it, you're going to get yourself a Super Rocket Radar as well as an encounter with Giovanni, and then you'll be able to get Shadow Cresselia through that encounter. Now, there's also going to be Shadow Lugia returning to Shadow Raids during this event. From Saturday, August 10th until Sunday, August 11th, you're going to be able to encounter Shadow Lugia in 5-star Shadow Raids. Now, the following event bonuses are going to be active during this Team Go Rocket Takeover event. We're going to be able to get Team Go Rocket battles a lot more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons, and then you're going to be able to use Charge TMs to remove frustration off of your Shadow Pokemon. And then the following Shadow Pokemon are going to be featured in battles against Grunts as well as Sierra, Cliff, and Arlo. They include Shadow Timber, Shadow Tortuga, as well as Shadow Archon. And then the following Pokemon are going to be in Shadow Raids. In 1-star Shadow Raids, you're going to have encounters with Shadow Mareep, Shadow Wooper, Shadow Cranidos, as well as Shadow Shieldon. And then 3-star Raids, you're going to see Shadow Nuzleaf, Shadow Manectric, and Shadow Vibrava. And then in field research tasks, you're going to get the following rewards through different tasks. You're going to get mysterious components, charge TMs, as well as fast TMs. There's also going to be Pokestop showcases featuring some of the event-themed Pokemon, so be on the lookout for that. If you have any XXL Pokemon, you will definitely want to submit those because you will want to get those nice Pokestop showcase rewards. And then finally, there's going to be a web store Team Go Rocket bundle for $9.99 USD. You can get yourself a bunch of Rocket Radars, 7 Premium Battle Passes, 7 Ultra Balls, as well as 7 Silver Pineapple Berries. It might be considered a good deal, especially if you're someone who needs Rocket Radars, but if you do not need Rocket Radars, then I would say this deal is not going to be worth it. Maybe if they included more Premium Battle Passes, I would change my tune, but because they haven't, I really do not think this is worth $10. So yeah, I think this Team Go Rocket Takeover is going to be a good one. I think Shadow Timber is a huge new addition when it comes to Shadow Pokemon. That is definitely going to be one that you will want to get. It's going to replace Shadow Machamp as the new best non-Mega Fighting type, and that is quite important because for the longest time, we've only had Shadow Machamp, and I think a lot of players were predicting that if we were to ever get Shadow Timber, that would be a game changer, and we're finally going to be getting it. And then on top of that, we also have the usual bonus of being able to TM away frustration off of our Shadow Pokemon. That is always a huge bonus when it comes to these Team Go Rocket Takeover events. So that is definitely one you will want to fully utilize before this event ends, because for a long time after this event, we're not going to be able to take away frustration off of our Shadow Pokemon. So make sure you do that for all of your Shadow Pokemon, because the next chance for you to do that is going to be a long ways away. And I also like the fact that they're giving us a free Shadow Cresselia. That is a huge thing that they typically do not do as of late. So make sure you fully utilize that special research while you can so that you can get yourself a free Shadow Cresselia. And I do think that Pokemon is going to be relevant in many ways. Maybe not so much in raid battles and PvE content, but at the very least it is going to be useful for PvP. I do predict that is going to be the case. Regular Cresselia is already a very powerful Pokemon for PvP, and having the Shadow version might actually make it a game changer. I really do not know as of yet, but I do think that if you were to pick one up, it's definitely going to benefit your account, especially if you're someone who PvPs. So yeah, there's a lot of upsides to this Team Go Rocket Takeover event, and I think Niantic did a lot of really good things that a lot of players have been asking for. So, you know, maybe it's not going to be enough to save this year's Adventure Week. I really do think it's still a huge disappointment, but at the very least, we're going to be getting ourselves a very decent Team Go Rocket Takeover event, and that is something we should give credit to Niantic for. They're definitely doing a lot of good things with this event. Now, this Team Go Rocket Takeover event was not the only thing that Niantic recently announced. There was actually a very surprise announcement. Actually, I think a lot of people were expecting this to come, but Niantic is giving us a raid day featuring Mega Rayquaza. Now, I know we just had an Elite raid day, and a lot of players were really disappointed by that, but this is actually not going to be an Elite raid day. This is actually going to be a raid day featuring 3 raid hours with this Mega Legendary Pokemon. I think that's a huge move because Niantic has been seeing a lot of feedback regarding that Elite raid day, and it seems like they're listening to us because this raid day is definitely going to be a good one that will allow you to get a bunch of Mega Rayquaza raids in. So real quick, let's go over the details for this event because I do want to talk about this. I really think this was a good move by Niantic. This Mega Rayquaza special raid event is going to be happening on Saturday, August 3rd, and there's going to be 3 different raid hours, very similar to the Wednesday raid hours, happening at 11 AM, 1 PM, and 6 PM on this day. This is essentially going to be a makeup event for the Mega Rayquaza Elite Raid Day that we had in June, but essentially what they're doing is having a repeat of that day without the Elite Raid format. So definitely take full advantage of this. If you were not able to do any Mega Rayquaza raids in the previous event, then you will definitely want to participate during this event. Mega Rayquaza is by far the best Mega Evolution in the game, and you will want to make sure you are able to complete it. Now, also during this event, they're going to be increasing the amount of remote raids you can do up to 20, and it's going to be between Friday, August 2nd at 5 o'clock PM until Saturday, August 3rd at 8 o'clock PM Pacific Standard Time. There's also going to be a free timed research, which is going to award you with meteorites, and you do need those meteorites in order to Mega Evolve your Rayquaza. So make sure you do that so that you can get yourself a free meteorite. So yeah, I think this event is definitely going to draw a lot of hype. I like the fact that you will be able to remote raid into these raids because that was the huge problem with the Elite Raid Day featuring Mega Rayquaza. People were just not able to get enough numbers for those in-person raids. And then on top of that, a lot of players who were just not able to go out and raid on that day, they essentially completely missed out. But this time around, you will be able to use those remote raid passes, and I think that was a really good move on Niantic's part. So yeah, some pretty exciting stuff is coming to Pokemon Go, and I think you should definitely mark your calendars. You do not want to miss out on this Team Go Rocket Takeover event, as well as this Mega Rayquaza Raid Day. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about in the comments section down below. Are you excited for this Team Go Rocket Takeover event? And are you looking forward to this Mega Rayquaza Raid Day? Definitely share those thoughts and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the content of the channel, the best way you could do so is by supporting me through my Patreon. If you join all the patrons that you see on the bottom of your screen, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for remote raids in the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.